Ryan, you know you got skill when you can handle one of these, where these people have to handle one of these. Here's a small flatbread truck, and here's a really big one. Notice where the oil's kept. Walking from the Or San Michel past the Duomo, I thought I would take a route that would get me lost into an area I'd not been in before. I ended up precisely in an area that I had been before. That was in fact a side street. This one right here I took as a side street. That's what I ended up finding myself on. So now I know exactly where I am. Now I have to keep looking for a place I don't know where I'm at. As they say, when you're walking around Florence, you orientate yourself off the sites. The major edifices, like I think the Duomo, which is what that is. Don't know what this place is, but it certainly is pretty. Has its own guard dog. Although somebody apparently got at it first since its face has been knocked off. There we can see deeper into this. Whatever it is. Something old. That may even be tile work up there in that courtyard. Here's some elegant little sculptures. That tree's base gives some sense of time. A couple other curious sculptures. This must have been a palazzo. Perhaps still is. An old, what looks like a neighborhood church with its interesting little buttress there. These must be part of the gardens I was looking at earlier with the little statues in it. I'm wondering if that building is perhaps a greenhouse or something like that. Just a little farther on, some greenhouses. They're a pretty building, don't know if it's old or not. It says Gonzaga in Florence. I don't know if that's intentionally English and whether it might refer to an offshoot of Gonzaga University. It may be stretching it, except that Florence historically and now is a center for many different schools. The answer to that question, this is what we've been looking at. An interesting old tree. I don't know what kind it is. It may be an elm, but University and study. Botanical, geology, paleontology, mineralogy, and lithology is the study of stone. And Eureka Shazam, I have come back to San Marco, which is very close to my hospital. Oh boy. Not sure what this is. It may be a farmer's strike or something like that. Ringing a big cowbell. It's ironical, I was in Mexico City last year and they did exactly the same thing. It's a beautiful day in Florence. Most days are cloudy, even if there is a little bit of sun. What this apparently is not a strike, but just a celebration of Farmers' Day. But it looks to my left as though there's somebody with a sign. I'm not sure if they're in support or not, but everybody's silent, so it looks like it's all a good thing. We're now inside the Baptistery opposite the Duomo. This is a classic medieval. It's interesting how they've simulated columns on that drawing. Panels, it's clear that the one on the left is contemplating the tree of knowledge and the deadly apples and the serpent, and then having being cast out of paradise, out of Eden. Here in the top panel, a little hint at three-dimensionality. At least two planes, the men in the front versus the men in the back. And here, what you can look forward to in hell. These are the visions that people theoretically conjured up in their medieval Dark Ages superstition mind, helped along most enthusiastically by the church. Don't know what this panel is, but it's interesting. wonder if the axe or hoe indicates the end of paradise, the beginning of hard labor. This might be the beheading of St. John, and then the delivery of his head to the Queen and the King. Just a little taste of the architecture. Notice how the ceiling dramatizes that little barrel arch, if you will, approaching the window. Guidebook notes the heavy Byzantium influence in this baptistry. Remember that the Byzantium Empire went rolling straight along, doing a great culture, while Europe went into the Dark Ages. Note even the small windows and those square openings to allow even a little bit more light in here. It may have even accommodated ventilation in the summertime. For some reason, these second-story alcoves are beautifully decorated. Perhaps they were restored. I don't know. The colors look rich and fresh.